headphones. I'm good. Hold on a second. This is gonna freak out for a second.
Gotta do that too.
Woo-hoo-hoo. I see you driving round town with the girl I love, and I'm like, fuck you. Woo-hoo-hoo.
All right.
I was singing
Hope
too.
everyone's had a good
Chelsea.
day today.
Okay.
We're gonna have a fun, chill live talk about hobbies.
I have a lot of hobbies since I'm on bed rest, so I figured I would jump up here for this love fest.
Mhm.
Yeah, I literally was driving all around today to start a new hobby. This is going to be a short-lived hobby, but I don't know if you've seen these ridiculous little things.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed, but I've never bought one because I know that I would never stop.
I bought 3 of them today and a little tiny UV flashlight, and I made a boba tea because I'm a giant child.
Cute! Oh, cute!
Come on, do the thing. There we go.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, look, the ice comes in this tiny little bag.
Oh, cute.
It's got a clip on it,
Look, I thought you were really making boba tea.
and like this is a little bag of boba.
There you go.
Oh, you can't see it. There
Justin,
you go.
you have
We're going to talk about hobbies, Google. Hi, Google.
Hey, good.
collections or hobbies.
Yes, they are hobbies. We're having a fun, chill Saturday Night Live.
Fender collections.
I just got so excited that Google is here and Google is
Oh shit!
requesting
Yeah,
me back.
I've been busy.
that's what his hobby
Hi, I
is.
know I've really missed you. I haven't talked to you in a while.
Girl, it's
He
been
collects guitars, and he collects friends.
Yep.
it's been a little crazy. I haven't talked about the whole thing with anybody because I'm dealing with it otherwise. But it's going well. The
Good.
30-minute appointment Friday with the lawyer/bank was 2.5 hours, and then the bank didn't have a Rotary Public, a Rotary whatever, but not a Rotary. Sorry, in a town of 1,300. So we had to go to some other place. It was like fucking insane. But yeah, it's going good. Everybody knows my hobbies. Karen does.
Making blankets for other people and collecting gnomes.
And Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You know, nice.
I have a whole
And
I
gnome.
always forget about the gnomes.
The what do you call them? The little yellow things, minions.
Yes. Do you not remember
Oh.
what started the gnome tree though? 3 years ago when I made this exact same trip, when the parents bought this house, when I got home, Weston asked if we could put up the Christmas tree. And it was like July, August. And it's stayed up ever since. So when I get home though, it totally missed because I left in May, right? It totally missed its entire LGBTQ plus, or two, wait, starts with a 2.
2S. Yeah.
LGBT.
Thank you for
LGBTQ
that.
plus I.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes.
I appreciate that.
So she will be moved and decorated when I get home in all of her glory. And I do not keep Sonny in line, Justin. I don't give 2 shits what Sonny does. He's a whole adult. As long as he gives me what I want. When I want it.
Sonny's a good guy, though.
He's a very good guy. But no, I collect way too much stuff, you guys.
Are you on your hiatus home right now?
I am still in the California.
Oh, okay. You said when you left, she missed her. I thought you were back briefly. Okay.
No. Next week I leave. Next Saturday.
Oh.
That's the plan anyway so far. It's like 104 right now, by the way.
Oh, no. Go home. Gotta go home.
Steamy butt season.
Yeah, for sure. How much, roughly, not exactly if you don't want to share, how much longer are you going to be out there?
I'm leaving next Saturday.
Oh, okay. You just said next week, didn't you?
Yes, but I'm going to take 5 days to get home. Out here, did over 770 miles a day in 3 days. So on the way home, I'm going to take my time. So
It's a good idea.
Because too long gets you edema in your legs, and then you have to lay on your bed with your feet up, and you fall asleep for 3 hours. Not that I'm not here.
Justin Swamp Ass. Did you not hear what happened on my way here when my freaking cruise control stopped working, and I was pissed off until I realized that no, you dummy, your car is smarter than you, and it shuts off when you approach other cars.
Oh gosh, really? I didn't know that.
Ken, are you making fun of of their name?
Which name?
They're Justin Swamp Ass Summer.
Swamp ass summer, baby.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's
It
a
totally
3
is.
shower time a day. We take a shower in the morning, I take a shower midday, and I take a shower at night.
Yeah. I take a shower right now. I'll be right back. 'Cause
Does
I'm excited.
oh, okay. Does crap, I missed that one. Does
Not that I
shopping,
needed
does
that
having
to
random new design, like random new dresses count as a hobby?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Does ordering off of Temu and getting your order today and having your oldest daughter and oldest grandson go over and open it all, and they were so excited, and I was
Oh,
like,
no.
yay. Yeah, I got my first Temu order. It was great.
I'm thinking about, I downloaded that app. I haven't checked it out yet, but I've been buying these like dresses from Scarlet Darkness.
Beautiful dresses.
This is the newest one, but I feel like a Mormon sister wife in this dress. So
Wait a minute, I didn't see that one.
I just
Girl,
got it.
slit
Hold
the-
on.
Slit the middle and
I did
and-
not get.
You didn't get the memo on this
it's
one?
lovely. Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
get this one modeled.
Oh no,
It is beautiful.
my
think
my
It looks
girlfriend,
cute.
my girlfriend has this dress in a green color. So I was like, now we can wear the same dress and show up somewhere like the Shining Twins. It's gonna be really creepy. I love
I love that.
that.
God.
I want to buy the matching watermelon one.
Oh yeah, that dress is really cute.
Yeah.
My neighbor who used to live upstairs from me, he's in assisted living now, but his daughter, he had twin daughters that I swear to God were the Shining twins grown up. They were creepy.
Killed
Like
with fire.
he got hurt, and my upstairs neighbor on the third floor made like a meal in like a crock pot and brought it to him. And at 10 o'clock one night, their door gets knocked on. They go to bed early because she's a bus driver. So she's like, all right. She goes over to the door. We're in a building that's locked. So it's someone within those 12 apartments, right? Those 12 condos. So we're like, okay. She's like, okay. She opens the door, and they were just standing there smiling. And she was like, oh my God, it was the freakiest thing I've ever looked at. She's like, I swear to God, it was the Shining twins all grown up. Because they just they kind of just talk, hi, how are you? And they don't go anywhere without each other. Yet one of them
Karen,
is married.
you are supposed to be in the shower.
I'm
Get in
shut
the shower. Everybody chant, Karen, your ass
Yeah,
stinks.
Karen,
Your
go-
pit stinks.
Oh gosh, Karen, go get in the
Wash
shower.
your ass. Wash your ass.
Okay, I like that chant better. Wash your ass.
So,
Yeah,
Kelsey, what are some of your hobbies?
I'm an artsy bitch, so I like to do I'll even turn on my camera for a second. I'm coloring this lovely Lisa Frank adult coloring book that I have, and these are Hummers.
Let me help you.
Ah,
There you go.
so this is the one that I'm working on now.
That's beautiful.
I have ADHD really bad, so it keeps my hands busy while my mouth is busy talking to you guys.
Oh, yeah, I do stuff. I've been building miniatures, but this is very pretty. I love that it's a Lisa Frank.
Yeah.
So one time
Oh, it
somebody
is.
thought, oh great. One time somebody thought that they were insulting me and called me the Lisa Frank unicorn.
Oh my God, I love it.
It's the best.
That's a compliment.
I am
Yeah.
Lisa Frank in real life.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm going to switch you back. Thank you for sharing that. Look at that. Perfect.
But I like painting and coloring and beading and just anything artsy fartsy. Keychains. In fact, I got I bought some stickers for you, Sass, that I thought you would love, and then I bought this uh, like it's like I don't know if you could. It's like magnetic adhesive, magnetic paper.
Oh, interesting.
So you can put the stickers on this and then turn them into magnets.
Oh my God.
And so, yeah, when I send out the birds, I'm going to send them out with magnets.
Are you really? Because
Yes!
first of all, I adore you. You're the sweetest person ever. What? Let me switch it back. There we go. Because I still have these that you sent me.
Yay!
So now I'm gonna be really excited to turn some of these into magnets.
Aww!
Some non-binary stickers, a non-binary little bee.
Yes. Beautiful.
I love that. Yeah, these are great stickers. Kelsey is the sweetest person. I was kind of flirting with her last night at like 1 a.m. though.
Yes. Yes. And I love it.
I guess Google wants you to tell us your hobby there, Ellie.
Okay, I think I know which one she's talking about. Hold on.
Oh, I'll give you the
Like,
big
wait, what
box.
the hell do you think I meant?
So this is my
um,
fault. Oh, we're switching to
okay,
the
I'll
other one.
show
Okay,
this. This is the one that Google's talking about.
this
So
is
if
not
anybody
my fault.
doesn't know, I do Legos.
Look at all of that.
Those are so neat.
So that's the Home Alone house. I'll show you this one. Let's see if I can get back here.
Oh
This
my
is
gosh.
actually Mr. Peeves got me
No.
the lights for this, and I built this all in a live cursing and tell him to F off because the wires are so small.
Peeps
Behind
is the
there is
nicest
Grogu,
though.
Home Alone, and then I have the Atari and some other things. I have Nintendo in another room and piano, all of it. But
A little
now
tree
because of
house.
Morgan,
Look what I
I'm
did.
doing the little stuff. This is going to be the book nook, and
Tiny,
this
tiny
will
little.
Wait, what is that
yeah,
going to be, honey?
it's going to be a book nook. It's going to look like this, and it goes onto a bookshelf and books. But
Very excited.
this, my first one, I didn't do perfect because it was your first,
They're hard.
and
This one is a lot tinier than the other ones. It's so hard.
yeah, this is my okay. So there's my finger. That's the chair.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't do it perfect, but it was my first attempt, and I still have this one to do that I ordered, and I also got this one to do.
Oh my god,
Bacon
they're
is really
so
I
cute.
love that.
cute.
But
I love that
those are
you just
mine.
don't.
And
I
you're
love that
looking
you just don't
adorable
do
too
one.
there, Ellie.
What'd you say, Google?
I love that she doesn't do just one brand. That's kind of the thing I like is she doesn't just pick like Lego. She'll do miniatures from another company. And like it was such a soothing thing while I was working to watch, although she did curse a lot with a couple of them.
I'll correct you there. All the building stuff is all
Yes.
Legos. I did not use other
Okay.
brands.
Okay.
Refused to.
Maddie just said that she reads and wants to know if that's a hobby. Yeah, I think reading is a hobby.
Absolutely.
I read.
That's one of
That's
mine.
one of my many hobbies. Right now, I'm rereading the Drizzt series. I don't know if you guys know what that is, or if I'm just speaking a foreign language. But
Can
I'll
can
show.
we get one thing out of the way when we start before we really get into more? That can we just all acknowledge that every ADHD person's biggest hobby is
Collecting
starting new
hobbies.
hobbies
Yes, absolutely, it is. Oh my gosh, I ripped my new book.
and
So
then
I don't know if you
abandoning
know.
most of them after you buy all the stuff.
I've probably read this series like 6 times, but it was on sale on Amazon for the whole thing, so I'm rereading it.
Nice. And I already took my shower, by the way, and I washed all the important parts, including my legs.
I actually have a whole array of hobbies, but I do have the tiny house building hobby, so I'm probably gonna flip my camera around because I think it'll be easier to see with that.
You might have to get rid of your background.
Yeah, I'm doing that too. Just take this down here so that I can do this.
Yeah, but Kelsey, that means that every time you read, you're reading it new again.
I just invited somebody. Maddie, if I invited you and you don't want to come, you can just say no. I didn't mean to do that. Dude.
Oh my God, I love that.
So this is what I have to put I have to hook up the lights on this one still. You have to build, by the way, guys, just so Ellie can tell you too, you have to build each one of these elements. Like it comes in pieces. The keys on that piano are paper I cut out. I had to glue all the legs on. In fact, I had to cut the legs to length on this one. Cut out that tablecloth, build that light, covered the couches in material. You have to build every single element.
How about those leaves on that tree? What was going on with that?
This tree?
Yeah.
That tree came that way.
Thank
I'll show
God.
you other leaves I made, but like the little swans came. There's a light inside that light right there. Again, I need batteries for it, so I don't have them hooked up. But this is my tiniest tiny little house, and this is the first one that I made. So people
I
see
will show you
imperfections.
exactly what she's talking about, how little it comes. This is everything that we have to build to put into that, what she actually showed, what Morgan actually showed. This is what it is.
And so this is the first one that I built. It's a little cat cafe. So like I have all the little details. See, I had to cut these leaves out of paper and then fold them in half. I had to make this rose out of crepe paper. Like it's crazy. So this is like, oh, Google Mac is gonna pick up this hobby. Listen, Sam's wife is gonna start doing it. Look at that little sandwich. I made that little sandwich.
And Sam, Justin's wife.
Yeah.
And to be fair, she already had it. She just didn't know she had it, the hobby,
Well,
right?
she just hadn't. Yeah, she had it. She just hadn't done it yet. So like this is, and then there's a little. Oh no.
Yeah. Ellie, I do want to point out you forgot a hobby.
I have to glue this back on. Look,
You are an avid cooker. Chef.
Oh, yeah, I am. I love to cook.
This is collecting dust. This sits on top of my fireplace. Look. Dude.
I thought Googs was
That
talking about my
sandwich.
other habit of what I used to get banned for on TikTok a lot of.
That
Swearing?
sandwich, cutest fucking sandwich, by the way.
Hey, Mr. Diesel, you see my little cookies?
Aw.
Yeah, look, there's like there's more sandwiches in there. There's a little coffee pot.
Yeah, I'd fat finger all of those.
Oh my
There's
God,
no way I
That's
could
why.
make
That's
any
why
of those.
it's not
Adorable.
That's why it's not exactly great. Like, it's messy.
It's a
I did the
little
best I could.
cat place.
Oh yeah, but hold on. This is like a little.
Ooh, there's another hobby.
I had to build was the cat tree house.
That is
It was hard.
insane.
Hey Ellie. Oh hey, other Ellie. There's two Ellies now.
And I'm going to keep repeating
so
over and over
cute.
again, I do not need a new hobby. 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 Is that Alicia?
Got
Yes.
Alicia! She has an amazing hobby. She needs to get up and talk to us about it.
Oh yeah. I am making one more house right now. I'm gonna show you guys the box real quick because I haven't built the house part yet. But I've been working on this now for a couple weeks. Well, I started a while ago, stopped and restarted it. So this is what it's gonna look like.
Yes, you, Alicia.
So I
Oh
have all
my
of the elements built.
gosh.
I'm going to be putting the house together next. So,
And it comes with the lights and everything?
yes. Comes with the lights and everything. And then I'll show you. I'll see I built. Here's the
Oh, Sass, I did order the camper.
Oh
Oh,
God, I know, I saw that. I
cute.
want to build a camper really bad. So there's a
Oh, cute. Sorry. I like little things. I don't know. They're adorable.
they are adorable. And this one, the boat has a light on it. There's a tiny little couch. Oh, this one was a real pain in the butt yesterday. Hold on, let me untwist it because I just built a tiny hammock.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there it is. I'm easily entertained if you can't tell.
I'm really proud of it as I'm showing it off because I'm obviously very proud.
Oh, that's adorable.
These are all the little.
A little shell.
Diesel
So,
was originally like, where did I get this little teacup? We should sell it, send it to Sass because it's so tiny for her things. I think we can agree. The teacup would be too big.
okay, so when Morgan showed the shelves and there's little vases on it, we actually have to glue them
Vases?
on there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I say vase. I'm from New York. Get over it.
Excuse
so
you.
so all of that we have to glue onto those shelves.
Oh yeah, I had to build that little boat
Yeah.
and these
How
books.
cute.
That's my current hobby. Current because ADHD, so probably
Right.
change soon.
I do love you, Kelsey, though.
I know. I love you. I'd probably end up gluing my fingers together.
Oh, I get so much glue on my fingers. It's not even funny. I'm messy, clumsy and stuff by nature. I think that's part of the ADHD, so I'm not really the best at it. I'm sure people make it a lot better than I do, but when you look at it, when you look at the cat cafe as a whole thing, you don't see the tiny little mistakes. Only I do because I'm the one who built it, right? So I just look at it from a distance.
You're
There
making
you
me
go.
feel so much better, Morgan.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, because it's part of it is something to do. It's a hobby is for fun. You don't have to be the best at it, so don't be too hard on yourself if it's not exactly perfect.
Right.
I'm just re-gluing the pot on here that fell off. I was using clear tacky glue. I used clear tacky glue to build the entire cat cafe, which is part of why it was so hard is because it doesn't fast and it takes a little while to get sticky. So it makes the build take a lot longer. So I got a different glue that's a craft glue that's not super glue, B7000, whatever that means, and I've been using that. So
Chad hit on a hobby that we all have.
Chad. Oh, is it for man hating?
Yes.
Chad, we're talking about hobbies today. You can come talk about your hobbies.
His hobby is always no, I can't say it on a live. I'll get banned.
He can't do his hobby on the live either.
Well, one of his hobbies he'd get in trouble for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anna,
Yes.
what about you? What are your hobbies?
Oh, I have a couple of really good ones. Reading is my biggest hobby. I love to read.
I love
I
it.
read different types of books, all kinds of different types. I also love to write. I'm a writer.
I didn't know that. That's
And
cool.
yes, I love to write. I write a lot of factual stuff. I'm not very good at fiction. I'm much better at academic type papers and research and that kind of thing, especially
Love
with.
it.
And I love Greek and Roman society. I love studying about that. That's a big hobby of mine. I don't know why, but it is. And I love rocks, and I love to bust rocks, and I love crystals. I love anything shiny and sparkly. So I try to go looking for shiny, sparkly things in water and on the banks and do things like that. But yeah, and hanging out with building relationships and hanging out with my family. Those are kind of my hobbies. They're all kind of tying together. But yeah,
Yeah, I think I didn't know that you were into I didn't know you were into mythology like that. We need to talk more
yeah.
about that.
Yes, I love mythology. I've read like 5 times, and the Iliad too. I love all of that, and the philosophy that goes along with it. And I'll share my portfolio with you guys. I'll put it in chat so you guys can see it.
Nice.
It's hard
I
to
love
share my
that.
writing, but I'll share it with you guys.
Oh, what are those?
What is
I
that,
do
Wonder?
super nerdy
That's
gaming too.
Oh, and I like gaming too. I like certain video
that's
games.
resin.
Is that resin?
Oh, you made the resin letters?
Yes. And also I am making resin earrings.
Oh,
All of
nice.
them.
Are
Cool.
you using UV resin or regular like resin?
Like two part of it's A and B, and I am mixing it.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh man. After you're done showing your resin stuff, I'm gonna have to show my brief foray into resin. It's probably not appropriate. It's definitely gonna get trolls, but
But it's my back is burning because I am stupid and I don't reapply sunscreen while
oh
I was
no.
working on my cosplay, another cosplay. Yeah.
That's one of your hobbies, right? That's an amazing hobby.
I think
Yeah,
that's a great hobby.
Oh yeah.
And you do Star Trek too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Whoops.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys my
Oh, you have the
my
little egg things too. The
oh yeah, I
mini
just got
whatever.
yeah. I have a resin hobby that I was doing resin probably last year, and I probably should get back to it because I have all this stuff to make resin things. But I made 3.
Me
Oh,
too.
Ellie.
Oh, nice.
You swapped Ellie back. I thought she was still in the big box. I was confused. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll wait. So I made 3 of these, but I only have 2 to show because one's mine and one's for my girlfriend. So this is a resin cheese board.
Paddle. Yeah. Woo.
Cheese board.
And
Yeah, cheese board.
it's mermaid themed.
Oh, I love
And
it.
and those are thumbtacks. My girlfriend obviously consented. Sorry if this is
I love
craziness. Mine is
You need
unicorn
something to
colored.
keep the cheese on the board, right?
Exactly, yes. Mine is unicorn colored. And this is the other side.
I think
How
according to
fun.
Mr. Bagel, I'm going to need one of those. Those cheese boards are really nice.
They're nice
Right?
cheese boards, right?
I
All right,
think
I'm
what's
gonna
in the
switch
name
this
was
back
not
to
aware of this
Ellie.
of your resin hobby.
I switched you back, Ellie. Sorry,
And
I
I
just
can
Oh,
got a
how
second
I
profile
cute
finish
you
this
accessory.
are.
round.
That's cute.
Oh, it's so cute. I love that.
Yeah. It's for cosplays too.
Yes, that's all right.
Yeah.
Do you make all of
Cosplay,
this
I know.
stuff?
I think the first time I ever talked to you in a live, you were talking about cosplay.
Oh yeah.
Did you weld that?
Oh,
Did you weld
huh?
that? Did you weld that?
No, it's like the components are I buy components and I just glue and
Okay. It's beautiful.
That's cool. Have you looked into if there are any I heard a rumor that you're gonna be on this side of the pond soon.
yes, August.
That's coming so quick.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
You'll never guess what area she's gonna be in, Sass.
Oh, I
It's a
know.
I
We've
will
talked
be
about
in
it. I know.
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
I didn't know conversations had been had. I've been out of the loop.
I know. I'm excited about that. Yeah, stay up north. It's safer up north. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm not
So,
that far away, by the way, Ellie.
Really?
um,
Yeah.
nope.
I'm in Boston.
Oh, yeah. Great. Another
We have
friend.
some amazing cosplay up here, by the way, conventions. I'm just saying.
Ooh. But I am doing Star Trek, but I am not sure if like it's a convention for Star Trek as well. But yeah.
There definitely are.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
there's
you'll
a
be able to
massive
find
one
one.
in Boston that's all sorts of those, all of the science fictions.
Nice. Yeah. I should probably go to sleep, but I am not sure how I will sleep because it's burning my.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. You
Did
need
you see?
aloe.
Did you see Diesel's thing about milk?
Oh yeah.
If you have
My
Epsom salt
mom.
and milk, that works.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Whatever you don't
working.
do, don't shake it. You'll make butter.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I was working on cosplay and I apply sunscreen, but I forgot reapply it. So yeah, that's maybe why.
You didn't update it. Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, thanks for sharing your hobbies with us. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. But like I said, I cannot wait to be in over the pond so I can stop searching what time is it and stuff like that. Because the time zone is just some. Oh yeah.
If you have
My
Epsom salt
mom.
and milk, that works.
Oh, okay. Because I was
Whatever you don't
working.
do, don't shake it. You'll make butter.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I was working on cosplay and I apply sunscreen, but I forgot reapply it. So yeah, that's maybe why.
You didn't update it. Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, thanks for sharing your hobbies with us. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. But like I said, I cannot wait to be in over the pond so I can stop searching what time is it and stuff like that. Because the time zone is just some people are 6 hours, some people are 8 hours. Like seriously, it's confusing.
Yes. Yeah, because we have like 3 time zones in the United States.
Yes. But
I'm not gonna lie, I use an app.
Oh, yeah.
well, me too. But
Ellie, are you like 6 hours from the East Coast? Is that or 7 in
I
time
think
zone?
6.
Okay, yeah, I was
6.
thinking 6. Where I was in Germany,
Yeah.
it was 6. Yeah, because I lived in Germany for a little bit.
Yeah. But like I said, I cannot wait to move my butt over there.
You're gonna have so much fun.
Yeah, I know. I will take care of 2 girls, 2 and
Yeah.
6. So
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
that's
excited.
cool. Very nice.
that should be fun too.
Hmm.
At least, I mean, I know we know each other on the internet, but at least you know people who are relatively close to that area in case you ever, need anything or
Yeah,
whatnot.
of course. And also, I have friends in my Trek community that is going to see me and say hello from. They will go to the airport,
Good.
so we will meet up there. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
it will be
And
fun.
and if you're ever feeling homesick, maybe one of us can distract you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't fix it,
Sometimes
but we can at least distract you.
Karen usually comes down this way from time to time, so not usually,
Yeah.
but from time to time.
Yeah. Once a year, usually I make my way that way.
Cat.
But as an au pair, I will be like I have 3 weeks holiday, so I could take these like often travels. So I will be happily
Oh God, yeah.
traveling.
Yeah. You
And
could hit
since
quite a
New
few of
York,
us in that time.
Yeah, that's a
oh
lot of
yeah,
time.
and I would love to, my friends is planning my birthday already, which is in November. So
Oh wow,
so yeah.
I'm
That's
very
cool.
excited for you. It's going to be quite an experience.
Mm. It's one
Hmm.
I wish I had done when I was younger, so I am jealous.
But I'm scared. I'm scared
Oh,
of it, to
yeah.
be honest.
I think that's fair. You're going to be a long way from home.
Hmm.
A long home and different culture and stuff like that. So
For sure. Yes.
Yes.
and different holidays or
Hmm.
holidays
Yeah.
that we don't have, like Thanksgiving,
Oh yeah.
Halloween, and yeah, like we
Wait a minute.
have Halloween. We celebrate that differently than you guys.
Right.
So yeah.
How do you celebrate it in your culture? I'm curious.
Not all of us celebrate Thanksgiving, love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some of
That's
us
true
Oh,
don't.
too.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
don't know.
okay.
No need
Anyway,
to
yeah.
no need to apologize at all.
No.
I'm
You
just
ask. Well, us in Halloween, we are putting candle on. How do I say that? In people's grave that and
Oh.
we are just praying for them, like it's more like we remember them as we
Hmm.
putting the candle, and yeah,
Okay, so
that's
it's more
how
of a
we.
spiritual holiday than a
Yes.
let's go
Oh,
get some
Yeah.
candy holiday.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
a lot of cultures do that. They remember the dead, and I think Dia de los Muertos in Mexico is a lot like that, where
Yeah.
they remember the people that have passed and think of them.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty
that's
cool.
how we just.
Well, thanks. That's awesome. I mean, awesome that you share something different. I think it'd be great if you share it. I mean, hopefully you can share that with like if you're not on holiday then with the family that you're going to be with. Because that'd be like,
Yeah,
not
of
only is it
course.
an experience for you, but they're going to learn other cultures too, which, this people in this country need badly.
Amen.
Mhm.
What's the name? Said I want to say we just overeat and watch movies. Yes. And some people
Or
yell at
football.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we watch football and scream at each other.
Yep.
And I am excited to try your food. Like seriously.
Oh.
Oh, you're gonna, yeah, it's different. It's
I
very
saw,
different.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. It was maybe something on the Food Channel or one of these food channels or something, and they were talking about the difference between American candy and British candy, and all the British kids were falling in love with the American candy because it was like sweeter and there was more of a variety.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Kelsey said, or we mourn for Thanksgiving, which is also true for Indigenous people.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't like a lot of American food, not just, well, I don't know how
European
you do this with
candy, and
candy.
you will make friends for life when you distribute
Does,
that.
doesn't a lot of American food have like way
I
more
will
sugar
make.
than European candy? Or doesn't the
I'm
European
just
candy?
cannot wait to try variety of the Reese's cups, because
Oh.
the family that I match and they sent me a video where is the full house of the Reese's cup, different like style or a flavor, different flavor. So
Well,
yeah.
yeah, one has crunchy, one has like wafers, one has nuts, one has yeah. There's so many. They're so good.
Yeah.
Um, that's a good point. Think about that.
And also small, I think it's called Kiss. It's chocolate, I think.
Hershey Kisses?
Hershey Kisses.
Yes, Hershey's Kisses.
Yes. Yes.
They're not as
Yeah,
good as
there's all
European
kinds.
chocolate. Let me warn you that straight up. Just
Well,
so you know.
Hershey's chocolate, some people say, especially people of European chocolate, say it tastes like throw up.
But there is an
'Cause
amusement park in Pennsylvania, so
Hershey Park is fun.
I
I
enjoy
will be
European
charged
food way
of
more than
that.
I enjoy American food. I'm just gonna say.
You do?
I was like 6 years old. Or, no, maybe I was closer to 9. It could have been 9 years old when I went to Hershey's. That was a while
Oh,
ago.
I've been there a lot, but of course that's because I live in Pennsylvania. So,
I've never been. I've been to Sesame Place, but never Hershey Park.
oh, Hershey Park is fun.
Yeah, my brother went. He went on a business trip, and he had some time after like he finished up the job that he was doing at like 3 o'clock. So he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go. There, he said there was literally no one there. So he just did roller coaster after roller coaster after roller coaster over and over and over and over again, and made me very, very jealous.
Anyway, I will jump off and I will do something about the back and the
I hope
shoulders.
I hope you get some good. You do get to sleep. You need some aloe, but other than that, have a great night.
Bye,
Yeah, I
Rivka.
will try to.
Have a good night.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Gwen is paused. Oh, Gwen.
Oh, I do have hobbies, but like, they're similar to some of y'all's. I have tried to get into making like the river tables. I
Ooh,
started my
those are cool.
my my parents have always been do-it-yourselfers, so um, some of my hobbies entail like being a handy woman, so to speak. I'm renovating my condo right now. The downstairs, I've helped my mom with her house and things like that. There's really just keep me busy. I don't play video games and things like that anymore. I used to collect baseball cards, but typically right now I own an entire Lowe's department in tools, and I have tons of material to build things with. I just haven't had the time to really sink my teeth into it.
That's admirable. I have power tools as well. My mom empowered us girls to get power tools and do our own shit because they couldn't rely on my dad.
I, yeah, I just finished building cabinets for my condo. I
Ooh.
was like, screw that. I got all the tools to build these things and to do it, precisely, squaring things up and all that good stuff. And you know what I did? Like the bottom of your cabinet, basically the base of it that you
The
see.
kicker? Yeah.
Yeah, I cut. So I measured. So inside a cabinet, they have stretchers, and they call them stretchers, and that is what the frame is made up of. So if you think about the back corner, you've got one on the top and then one on the back, and they're the span of they're the width of your cabinet, and then you have one on the bottom on the back, and then you have one on the front on the top. Instead of adding three-quarters of an inch, I subtracted three-quarters of an inch. And so the base doesn't fit. And I've already made the frames, which is the outside that everybody sees. And so now I have this dilemma. And I just realized this afternoon. So I've got to figure out how to, it's either go buy another sheet of plywood and cut the bases properly, or or make what I have work. And I'm trying to
Like
swallow my
patchwork it.
pride. Yeah, and I could. But I'm having to cut. And I know I did. I oversized some of the cabinets when I redid them, just because in some areas of this kitchen, because it's a super tiny kitchen, and I felt like I could extend the cabinets in one direction. So it's not like I'd be, I wouldn't be cutting things short. I'd only be losing maybe a total of a couple inches altogether, if I decided to do it that way. And I realized I'm gonna have to buy another sheet of plywood anyway, because I realized I didn't cut the base for the sink. I'm a mess. Tell you what.
I may be hitting you up for some advice because I need to redo my little galley kitchen, but I want to make my cabinets, even though I'm super short, I have a stool. Um, I want to make my cabinets go all the way to the ceiling because that like foot is totally wasted space.
Yeah. So
And it'll give
here's
you
what.
under the cabinet space to hang things. So,
Yes. What I can do is I can send you a link to the video that I watched. I thought this guy was pretty straightforward. He showed you
oh,
how to do
cool.
things.
Cool,
Now,
cool.
are you good with Excel by chance?
I love spreadsheets, yes.
Do
And I've
you?
done
Okay.
floor plans on spreadsheets before because I
Okay.
almost did this like a decade and a half ago.
Yeah. What I have is I actually have a spreadsheet for drawers that I made.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
it works like you put the exterior dimensions of the drawer in, and it gives you all the measurements you need for the drawer. That's all you have to do. I wish I would have sat down and built the program, or built the formula for the cabinets, but I was rushing myself because my friend's parents were supposed to be staying in that condo. Because I'm going to be staying with my mom here in a couple of weeks, and
Oh,
I was rushing that, and I would have. I don't even want to bring this up. But I would have found
yeah.
it sooner, but I had to bring my
So does
dog
it
into the
count
go.
for like the width thickness of like the wood and stuff? Is that what it does?
Yes, even the thickness of the
Oh,
wood, because I used multiple thicknesses to build some makeshift cabinets for my workbenches. I can show you my workbenches and stuff. Give me just a second. Oh,
Oh yeah, I
what?
can give you the big screen.
Yeah, hang on just a minute.
one could say my hobby is spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets. I do them for
No, I love
everything.
spreadsheets too. I can sit and mess around with Excel all night long. Now, I don't know all the advanced formulas to Excel. Uh,
Ooh, I might be able to help you with that if you have any questions, because
yeah,
I
I see.
have been
Well,
doing it
here's
for years.
Well, here's what I did though. When I first got into this, which was about 7 or so years ago, I sat down on Excel and I put down all the because I wanted to start making stuff to pay for a certain transgender related surgery on the side, and that just never came to fruition because about 2 years after I started this, my father died, and things just haven't been what they should have been. In order for me to really sink my teeth into that, but what was I getting at? Uh, but yes, I sat down and I put every single material in, my supplies, um, you know, down to like how much stain I might have used out of the can. I really did. And I only did that because I wanted to gauge like my quote. I wanted to see if my quote matched up or, where I was with everything. Because I know typically when people in shops, they have what they call a shop fee that they build into their quotes. And I learned too when you're building stuff that you have to account for, I think, they call it catastrophe or something, not really catastrophe, but if something goes wrong,
Like
like you build in,
waste.
yeah, well you build in like, if, let's say something goes wrong, or like let's say the client decides to change something. So you build in almost like an extra 20% or something just
Oh,
on that. When you're building your quote. And so, yeah, again, this was over the top. I think I had like, uh, what was it? It's at least seven different not worksheets in one worksheet, and they all, can talk to each other in order to get me my final quote. So,
Whoops.
All right. So
Yeah, I had all the different layouts on mine. Like, what if I did? Here's all my space. What if I did this cabinet this way? What if I moved my sink over here? What if I did this over here? And it got a little crazy.
now, yeah, there are apps that you can use to map all that stuff out. I ended up. This has just been a mess because I tried to do all this in about 3 weeks and get my condo up to speed. But this is actually my dad's old workshop. I've moved into. My mom has been. I've sort of had to force my way in here because I want to keep doing this stuff. But I made these two. I made these two tables. So all my stuff is on casters.
Nice.
And I made mine a little different. I always like to show this off, but I made it so like if you have a clamp, something similar to like this, instead of having to use like if you just put the 2x4 underneath it, you're going to waste a bunch of clamp. And so I've been doing it a while, but screw it. I'm just going to build this up a little bit, give me enough room to put the clamp there, and that has worked.
That's wicked smart.
That has worked out. Now here's the other thing. Here's what came in clutch. Hang on, let me move some stuff around.
Your ingenuity is amazing me right now. I'm just saying. I am in awe.
This is gonna kind of blow your mind. And I don't even remember why I put this in, but it worked out because I was able to. Instead of using my table saw to cut my cabinets, I could use what they called a track saw, a modified track saw. Basically, all that does is it just fits on a regular circular saw, handheld circular saw, and I'll show that to you here in just a second. But this right here, so this is that same table, but this comes out, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So what you can do is you can make cross cuts across it without cutting into the table.
Nice. And you won't have someone like kneeling on a milk box to a milk crate to cut something and then like wind up slicing off a finger when it goes flip because they're idiots.
Right, exactly.
That sounds like a
I've watched many videos.
I can go on and on in this little space, but yeah, it is cluttered. Like I have so much stuff. I've even the one thing I want to do is I started saving like aluminum cans, and I have an old my dad's really old. Like he's had it since like the mid '80s. It's a bandsaw, small bandsaw. And I cut the bottom and the top off of the can, right where it bends. And I was wanting to sort of I was almost wanting to braid them or quilt them, and then pour like epoxy on the can. So, like I don't know if I have any cut. Yeah. Well.
Oh, so you were slicing them and then flattening them.
Yes. So that all you have is just the flat aluminum. I was like, there's got to be something that I can make out of these stinking cans, and like I said, like up there's just a bunch of Coke cans and stuff that I still have like in boxes.
I mean, if a girl can make a prom dress out of Starburst, then you can make anything.
Right. So I've seen people make like planes and stuff like that out of them. Here's my other table. This one here holds pretty much all my epoxy supplies. So this just has a couple of drawers. But this is what I used that formula for my drawer, because I've got half-inch plywood here, and then there's 3/4-inch plywood there. So I used all scrap plywood to build it.
Okay, cool.
And that's why it's the way that it is.
I'm definitely gonna pick your brain then, because this is all.
I'll have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
And then.
Because I would love to be able to do something like dropping that thing in, like being able to take off part of my countertop and drop in like a butcher block to use as a cutting board, and then put back the countertop.
Yes, that would be cool. These are all my epoxy colors. One thing I started doing, I'll show this to you in just a minute, but these are all my epoxy colors. I moved a lot of my big bottles into Tic Tac. So I went to Sam's and bought a couple of packs of Tic Tacs and ate all the Tic Tacs, and then put my. I don't have like bottles like this laying around. And
there's what, like a half an inch of color in that thing? Like they're never full.
Yeah, well, you know, about the same, whatever the size of a Tic Tac case
Yeah.
is. That's the biggest Tic Tac case there is, I think. Well,
Yeah.
smallest. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever, the traditional Tic Tac.
Yeah, but that container it came in is like 3 times the size of a Tic Tac for the same amount of
Yes.
space of stuff.
Correct, yeah.
It's like a bag of chips.
Yes. Actually, I have no idea where they are right now. I think they might be. But yes, here's the difference in size. So we've got this and this. So right there, this is kind of your standard, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know, container that comes in. I just decided to go with this because then I can put it, I can just organize things a little differently there. And then these came in these little bottles like that. But yeah, so I have all different brands of the mica powders. I have a few gels. Where was so I have a lathe, and I started doing some things with my lathe and epoxy. So I've got some wood that's sort of been like eaten by bugs, and it's got woodworm holes and tracks in it. But what I ended up doing is like this is just something that I made one time, and then I decided to. You've seen all the people on TikTok with the cups.
That's my ASMR is watching lathe wood turning videos at night on YouTube. Except I put them at double speed because I don't have the patience to watch the thing emerge out of a block of wooden epoxy. But like that is my favorite thing to watch at night because it just like brings my brain into like a lathe. Yeah. So you should press.
Yes, definitely. No, I can tell you what to, you know, where to spend your money, where not to spend your money. I've splurged here and there over the years. I started kind of really small, and then I just kind of built up. I was lucky. I had a rigid Ryobi, and I forget what other name brand they have over there. They're like a power tool, refurbished and blemish store because we have Ryobi headquarters here.
Yeah.
Where I live in South Carolina.
Don't let any real quote unquote people hear you say you have a Ryobi. They're gonna tell you that.
No, I actually don't own any Ryobi stuff. I will say this though, Ryobi has come around. They probably are. They're really close to the rigid brand now. I think I would tell anybody to go buy whatever they're comfortable for. When I started buying my tools, I just thought that rigid was much better than Ryobi, and I had an issue with some DeWalt stuff. And so I stayed away from DeWalt, and I was like, if I'm gonna go with a power tool line, you're gonna have to. I just didn't want to have to be changing out different brands of batteries and having to keep track of all that and the chargers. So I just stuck with all rigid stuff. But this is what I started with. I used to have a big building that I could work out of. It had an X-Boss, but this was my tool cabinet. This is where I kept everything. I was able to lock it. Nobody could get into it. And it had I've got my router here. I've got 2 sanders. I've got a 6-inch Bosch and a 5-inch Bosch. My jigsaw. There's another router back there. I've got all my hand planers here. These are some of these are hand-me-down from my grandfather. That one right there, that Craftsman, his grandfather.
My primary partner does a lot of woodworking stuff. I can't show you what he built, but he does.
I have an idea. I can probably speculate.
Yes. Yes, you can speculate. I'm sure he does woodworking stuff too. And we built the aviary.
Okay.
Have you ever seen my aviary?
I think so in some of your videos, maybe in the background. I'll show you one of the coolest things here. Just a second. I'm not going to show you my bathroom because it's. But here, I'll show you some things that I made for my bathroom. Okay, so I made these on the lathe. You can see one of these. I forget which one it is, but these items here, this one and this one. This is an inlay. It's a silver inlay, and that is epoxy.
Oh wow!
And then I've got clear epoxy on the outside.
Now I'm
That's
thinking
pretty
there's a hole in
cool.
the bucket, dear Liza, but
No, there's a bottom to it, and then I made this one. I made this one. Actually, this one's supposed to be for my. Is this one from? Yeah, this one's actually supposed to be for like my makeup brushes, but I ended up just using it for like my toothpaste and razor and stuff like that for now. But yeah, so these are my things that I made this actually. Oh, I can tell you. I actually made this out of pecan wood that
Bottoms.
I out of a tree limb that fell behind my condo.
oh wow.
Um,
I only switched to show you all the deer that was just like standing in my yard watching
no,
me.
I love deer. I love deer. No, so am I even still up? Did I drop?
Yep.
Oh, I'm
No,
back.
no, you're good.
Okay.
I switched you back.
No, so yeah. So basically, what do they call it? So I cut, build, and then turned, and then finished this. So I didn't pay anything for the wood because it came out of a tree that got struck by lightning behind my condo. So, and a lot of that wood is actually from that same tree. And that tree, I think, happened.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, was that? That was probably 2019. So a lot of that is from that pecan tree. The problem is it was sort of riddled with woodworms. And so, like, here's an example. You see that hole, that long hole right there?
Yeah.
This one here.
Yes.
That's a woodworm. And so, and then this one right here is from a woodworm as well. I'm not sure if you can tell. There. And what they'll do is they tunnel through the wood and they make these holes. There's another one right there. And what I thought about it, and what I was trying to do is see if I could fill them up with epoxy so they would turn
Yeah, I was
easier.
gonna say you could fill them with epoxy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I was
and
thinking.
I'm trying to find the one that I came across the other day. Oh, here. This one's probably This one it probably has the most woodworm markings in it. It's hard to tell, but it was just something I played around with, just kind of leftover epoxy. I would just kind of throw on it to see if what it would do. And none of these have any purpose. I thought about maybe making like, you know, lights with them, maybe, or something like that, like a small desk lamp,
Oh, that's a cool idea.
something like that. I just haven't
Weapons.
gotten that far.
Kelsey.
Yeah,
Kelsey said weapons.
yeah, there's
On,
that too.
on
But I
on
could,
the
I could,
theme. Oh,
yeah. There's that. This is just, I was just messing around to see what something would look like with these colors, and this is a copper and just a turquoise.
on the theme of doing woodworking, completely different sort of woodworking, of
That is
course.
awesome.
Um, I what hobby? I think it's a hobby are my birds. I do a lot of bird training with my birds, and so I built this 320 square foot outdoor aviary. I
Wow.
need to build. I have to build a second entrance, like a airlock door. I need a second door, and my freaking door handle broke yesterday. But this I built this. I built all the panels. My guy and I put in the these go 6 inches underground so that like foxes can't dig under. He laid all of the pavers. We put the sand in, but I get trees and stuff. I need to put more in, but I get trees and stuff from the backyard that are parrot safe, and I like make the swing and the perches. These are dead trees that are working as posts. Um, and then I also built this thing. I built this all by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. I just started building it. This is a pirate ship. That's also a planter. That's also a cabinet.
That's so cool.
My birds spend a lot of, they really like it. They spend a lot of time on here. Um, and I have a, pirate rainbow flag, but it's like my oat's not doing good I got some green beans growing, some other greens. All of these plants are plants that the birds will eat, so they can forage for their own plants, their own stuff when they're out here for something to do. So they're like foraging garden. I made this out of wood, another tree that we had, a couple trees actually that are parrot safe. So I made a planter, and I've got chamomile, and I got marigolds. The birds can eat those. So I think gardening
I,
might be another one of my hobbies.
I
I'm not
love
very
the
good at it, but
repurposing. I like the repurpose a lot. I think you have that in you as well.
oh, this is interesting. I didn't know this was happening. I gotta keep an eye on these because in case they fall down, we'll have to get into termites. Anyway, yeah, so we have we built this whole thing for the birds. They spend a lot of time outside when the weather's right. The goal was to make it big enough to get a macaw. I'm not so sure I'm gonna get a macaw yet. I'm building a garden, like a garden box, another foraging box that I was gonna put green peppers in, but my partner's table saw broke. Um, and I haven't put the floor in yet, but he got it fixed, so it made me like my own workshop space, so I can build that and finish that up. I'm gonna mount that on like the wall, and then in this corner, I'm gonna be putting a waterfall, if you will, like a pondless waterfall for the birds. It's gonna be the height of the waterfall will be 6 feet. It's gonna have a flat rock that comes out, so the water goes down on a bunch of sides because Libby likes showers, and it's gonna kind of wind. It's gonna kind of like wind down. It's gonna fall down into like a shallow little pond, and then it's gonna wind down to like another one here, and down to the bottom where it's gonna have a bigger, shallow, very shallow pond. And I'm gonna put a bunch of microgreens. I'm gonna plant a bunch of plants all around it for the birds to take a bath in whenever they want. So apparently, Justin, oh, I guess you would need a foraging box, Justin. That's a good point. So that's like my dream thing. I don't know how to build it. I don't know how to start it. I haven't figured that out yet. I know the base needs to be strong enough. I think we're gonna craft it out of like very like mesh that's thinner and cement to shape it. Like, so we'll build a frame out of wood and then put the wire mesh and then cover it in cement to frame it. I have a bunch of like these rocks came out of the yard over here. They're sitting there for part of the to be part of the build, and we have a bunch more in the woods that we're gonna pull when we figure out how to build it. So
Those look amazing
that's
for
the
painting.
dream.
I'm just saying. Flat.
That's the dream. The dream is to build a waterfall fountain in the giant aviary.
So your birds typically
Windows
stay
fenced.
inside, right? And then you would take them out to the aviary. Is that kind of how that works?
Yeah, I don't leave them out at night. They're way too spoiled. They'd lose their shit. They wouldn't know what to do. So I don't leave them out. I don't leave them out at night. I also don't think there's enough covering for them to feel safe at night. Like I have a tarp over the one corner in case they get freaked out. But I keep them in the house if it's raining in the winter, whatever. They come out. I can bring them out early afternoon, leave them out till about 6 o'clock every day when the weather's
cool.
good. So,
How many birds do you have total?
3.
3, okay.
I have 3 parrots. I have an Amazon, a sun conure, and an Indian ringneck. They're all upstairs right now. Because I was building my tiny, I'll have to show you. I'm working on my tiny, my little things. So, but yeah, I don't know if that's considered a hobby. It was definitely a project. And I have all the materials to build the airlock door. I just haven't got to it yet.
Well, it supports your hobby or your interest because you have a large interest in birds.
Yeah. And if it's constantly being worked on, it's definitely a hobby.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I do need to do some more work on it realistically, but I get, as any ADHD person will tell you, I often switch between hobbies. So I'm building these tiny miniature things. Give me a second. These are mini-verse foods. Anyway, I made this cucumber drink while we were talking.
Cool.
But I messed it up. So and this one's a copy, and it comes with tiny whipped cream. Look how cute that is.
That is cool. How do you get into the miniature stuff? I think that's so cool.
Oh, I don't know. I was the tiny little houses that I've done. I was surfing Amazon one day, and I saw, I don't know why it gave me DIY mini houses, and I got Justin, stop. I don't know why I ended up doing how it came across my Amazon. I got really into it, so I have a list of like 15 of them I want to potentially buy and build. The problem is I don't really have that many places to put them, especially because of the birds. So the birds don't mess with them where they are, luckily. But if they ever changed their minds, they would not survive the birds.
Um,
So,
no, I remember this. There used to be a CSI. There were a couple CSI episodes. I guess they had kind of a running criminal, or whatever you want to talk, like, I don't know if he was a serial killer or what, but he would always have these tiny pieces set up for clues.
mm-hmm.
And I was always in awe of how somebody would sit and meticulously make these miniature pieces
The
just
Vegas
for like this
one.
one episode.
I remember the Vegas one.
Yes, yeah, the Vegas.
Yeah.
CSI Vegas, correct. Yep.
Yep. Grisham. They had like a little tiny schmurr in
Yeah.
there.
Tiny whipped cream. It's so cute.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I don't know. I just started doing it. I know that I got Ellie into the tiny houses, but Ellie likes Legos. Legos are very expensive. So like the little pack I built was $40. So was
Oh wow.
takes me a while to build them. So
Do you,
it's something to do
do
for a
you make
while.
do you make those out of epoxy?
No, no, these little this is resin. These are I don't have a package that's not already been opened to show you like the label, but
Mini
mini
brand.
brands? Yeah, mini brands. They're little tiny miniature toys, and they're like blind bags. They're gambling for children, and you open them up, and they have the little like, I have this one I need to give to my girlfriend because transgender stereotypes. Ah, you can't see it. Can't do
Looks like
it. There we
pickles.
go.
Pickles.
Yeah, it's
Was it
pickles. Yes.
Clausen? Yeah.
Yeah. So like mini brands, right? They're tiny
Okay.
little plastic toys. But these ones you make whatever the food item is. So it's like a little tiny resin project.
Okay.
I don't know. It's an ADHD hyper focus I had this week. I was like, oh, these are really
I
cute. I want to try to make them.
I used to do like model cars when I
Oh.
was younger. My problem is when I get into a hobby, I sometimes buy things to do something that I might have seen online, or I have so many supplies and materials that sort of have a project assigned to them, or did have a project assigned to them, that I don't remember what that project was,
Do you
and so
have
I have,
ADHD?
yeah, it's called
Do
preempt.
you
Yeah,
are you neurodivergent by any chance?
yes, I am.
Oh, there you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I've definitely done that.
I've done it too much.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Mm.
I have put a stop to it.
Oh,
I
nice.
need to, because what I wanted to get into was like metal, wood, and LED lighting. Like I've gotten into LED lighting as well. I can do like small low voltage electrical and ceiling
There's a
light.
dude
Yeah.
who does the lathe, who does a lot of, and he does a lot of resin projects too. He does a lot of little LED stuff too. It's really cool. He puts like little action figurines in clear, like he'll buy a Star Trek set
Really? Yeah.
and like take this old burl, and so he'll fit the burl and then fill it with put the thing on there in like a clear resin post,
Yeah.
and then he'll pour the clear. He creates a whole little scene, and then he fills the brick with resin and creates this whole freaking scene in there. And sometimes there's LED lights involved, or
That's
or
cool.
fluorescent paint that'll react to the sun. So like once it's in there, it'll change colors. It's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I was kind of what I was thinking is like, like I would just use maybe like a coffee table instead of the coffee table just being like straight up wood, like having parts of the coffee table, maybe like colored resin or something, and then you can add like the LEDs underneath it, or they can be inside so that the outside has like a nightlight effect to it. That's kind of
Ooh, that's
I'm
cool.
laughing at Kelsey. Listen, bad habits.
Yeah. How many of us have chipped teeth from the 80s and trying to open something or Open a bottle of soda or some sort of silliness while we were out with our friends.
You know, I hate to even bring this up, but I was like, you know, they say all these microplastics that are out in the sea, and that the fish are eating all these microplastics, and if we eat fish, we may end up ingesting microplastics. I always think I'm like, that's a lot, but who, you know, if you think about it, some of that microplastic that they're eating could be from me. So
Yeah, when you ate it and then it exited.
or
Well,
just some,
that's
or
one of
just
the things.
something I threw away. But that's
That's
what
one
I
of the
was
things that
thinking.
got me kind of away from. I mean, I started doing resin stuff, and then I'm just like, the stuff will never biodegrade, just like the tiny
No.
toys I'm playing with now. So I do something I think about, and then I do it anyway because I forget to think about it, and then yeah, it's not great. Karen,
Yeah,
do you want to show some of your newest hobby?
sure. Let me grab the container. The box. The box of
I'm
rocks.
gonna I'm gonna give you the big box.
Okay, cool. So, in case anyone doesn't know, I started a project with my goddaughter while she was on vacation with me down the Cape. Um, it was like a little surprise for her to do. I had been thinking about it for a while. I had painted a couple, but I had been thinking
Stop
about it
biting
for a
me.
while, um, doing like kindness rocks, right? And so I needed something to do with her for the 2 days she was down there with me. So I brought all the stuff and we started painting kindness rocks. And then which led me to start an Instagram account, which if anyone doesn't know by now, it's Karen.rocks.23. And we're making hints. There we go. We're putting hints of where we hide them in the account. And then when you find it, we're asking people to tag us. And then like we'll repost it saying, oh, look, someone found it. Um, Let me show you. And I am going full bore, hyper focus on it. So I ordered little blue cards. They're half size business cards and little squares that say like, congratulations, you found a rock from Maeve and Karen. You know, please feel free to, what did I put? Take it, leave it, or rehide it for someone else. I hope it brought you a smile. Please feel free to take it, leave it, or rehide it for someone else to find. But please tag us on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And then I have a bunch of pictures of the rocks that I painted on the back because you can do like 50 or 100 different designs on the back. So I thought that was really cool. But these are some of the ones I did. This is one of the ones. Is Glue still here? These are some of the ones I did the other night while I was on a live, on Sass's live on Tuesday to keep myself focused on what we were talking about. I did the painting while I was there. So sorry. Yeah. So I did a little gnome. So this one I might just send to Googs.
There, there was like a CBS Sunday morning um, plug on
Mm-hmm.
somebody who does something similar at one of the um, northeastern coastal beaches. But
In in um in Warwick, Rhode Island, I
yeah, that's right.
forget
That's
what
right.
his name is. There's a snake. And so
There's
they're
a,
seeing how long they can make the snake. Someone painted a triangle rock that was there to
yeah,
look like a snake head, and then people have just been going and leaving a rock as his body, and it's slowly growing down the street. So they're going to see
yeah.
how long it can get before someone probably destroys it. But anyway, so that was my gnome. And then I did this one while I was talking to them the other night. It just says, love yourself first. Um, and then some of the other ones, let me grab the big box. That is the box removed. Put you over there. All right, so these are the ones that I have to spray with the shellac. So let me, no, I'm just going to flip. It'll be easier to show you if I flip. I'm caught. Where's the water? Ignore the box behind me. When I hyper focus, all else goes to shit.
Stop moving. I'm gonna throw up.
Sorry.
Blech.
Flip the camera.
You turned it off.
I know, you have to turn it off to flip it, you silly goose.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm not a professional.
Okay, here we go. So this is the box I have to spray paint. So I have a bunch of oceans.
Oh, pretty. Don't forget to show the spots one.
That is
Which one?
cool.
The spot tree.
Oh yeah, I will. If that's in here too.
Shady.
So, and then these say be positive. So this is the first be positive I did. And then I went all super fancy this way and made it like with flowers and the whole thing. And
I
then
like
some of them are
those.
just really
The
simple.
bees are so cute. The one with the
Yeah.
bees. Oh my god.
And some of them are just really simple. It says things like hope, celebrate life, or just like a heart. Do you know how many rocks out there that look like hearts when you find them? I have an entire box of them. It's
Are
amazing.
you sure it's not a shark's tooth?
Yes, it's definitely a rock.
Okay.
They're so cute.
And then a lot of rocks lend themselves to be rainbows because just the shape of them. So I have a lot of rainbows and then more hearts. Like this one definitely looks like a heart. This
I
one.
gotta say, Karen, that's a skill. That's a hobby
and
with
so
a skill
these-
attached to it.
These are the mandalas.
Yes.
I ordered these. Obviously, they're not. I did not find these on the beach. And so when it says that on the back, like please find me, please tag it on Instagram. That's not the right word. So like mandalas, I started trying those. And then this is the dot tree she's talking about. That my friend Missy sent me a picture
I like that.
and said,
It's
"Ooh,
so
this
cute.
is cool." And
I
so
love
I
it.
tried it and it worked. And not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I did order a box of rocks off of Amazon because you can't find smooth rocks this
Flat.
big.
Yeah.
You can find them that big, but you can't find them this big.
That makes me want to send a box of rocks to somebody I don't like.
Yeah. So yes, but they can use them for something good. So then I started like trying daisies. So I did that one first, and I did that one, and then I finally perfected my daisy to that one. But I'll show you some of the tiny ones. The tiny ones are the crazy ones, which I will show you what I got to do those. Oh, and then this one, I tried to make it look like tie-dye.
Wow.
So with like metallic, there's a lot. So I have paint pens,
Okay.
lots of paint pens.
You're an artist.
And lots of different types of bottles of paint. And I'm not going to lie, I went a little crazy on Prime Day and bought iridescent paint and color changing paint and metallic paint and all of the paints. So where's my baby rocks? Hold on.
That's like my mica powder collection.
Mm-hmm. So again, my hobby is starting hobbies, right? So I have where are the baby rocks? I lost them. Tiny rocks. Here we go. So I learned how to do the spray paint. So I also paint. And I did paint last year. And the entire time I came home, I was like, you don't need another hobby. 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 And the same thing with these miniatures that they are doing now. I'm like, you don't need another hobby. You don't need another hobby. Where is the
I
I wish
very
I had the
much.
manual dexterity for that hobby
I don't
because
know
I
that
just don't.
I don't know that I have it. To be honest, just doing
the
it
rocks?
anyway.
To do the
No,
rocks or
for
to
the
do
tiny,
painting?
for the miniatures, I think.
Miniatures, yeah, the miniatures.
So
My
by
hands would
now,
be
I probably
cramping.
have well over 100 rocks to hide. So maybe I have to go on like a little side trip one day to do. So these are some of the other ones. So this one says just the light is very bright. There we go. Just
Well, I
like
definitely
be
want some
happy.
more of these little
A
things
snail.
to make that I got.
A lovely snail. You're not alone. So these rocks are this size, not tiny, but definitely small. This is one of my favorites, a little ladybug. This rock is so smooth. And now it also has 27 coats of paint on it.
Yeah, those river rocks are amazing.
Yeah. No, I found that one actually.
That's really good. Looks like a
Yeah.
river rock.
And like some of them just tell you what it's supposed to be by the shape. Like this one was like, I am a water drop or a candy corn. Some of them are going to be candy corns if they have a flat bottom. Like a lot of rainbows because they're that shape. They have like a round shape on the top or just a simple word. You know, most of them are trying to be uplifting. My little bee. Hello.
Look at that. Oh my God.
Cute. You know my mom called me Ladybug.
Oh, that's cute.
That's why I have
I,
little
My
tattoos.
Puts rock
Sass.
aside. So
What?
some of them, this one, I was like, that looks like a mountain. I'm going to make Mount Fuji. And so I made like a
There you
mountain.
go. But
Does your mom call you Ladybug?
my mom calls me Kelsey Bug.
Oh,
Cute.
that's cute.
But then
But
there's
my
the
mom's
tiny,
also trash, so
Mine too.
oh,
It's okay.
yeah.
Mine can be too. So
some trash can have one or two good thing about it. So
I'll be fair. My mom is trying really hard. She's been sober now for like a year and a half, I think.
so the
Used
very
to be.
first one I did, which I actually did. So I have friends that run a wellness studio, right? And so they do this thing called Have a Heart Sundays. So they find people they started it, but people find hearts out in the world. That's like a rock or a leaf or a water stain or a pancake or some random thing that looks like a rock, right? So the very first rock I found that was a heart, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna give them this rock. And then I was like, ooh, I'm gonna paint it. So I painted it with a chakra on it. So that was the very first one I painted. And
Oh, nice.
because it's the shape of a heart. And so that one is going to them. They don't know it yet, but that one's going to them. And so these are the itty bitty ones. Here we go. So thank you, by the way, thank you, Post Office. Shh, don't tell anyone. And Wendy's. Thank you, Post Office and Wendy's. So I have little baby ladybugs,
Aw,
like
Oh my goodness.
a whole
they're
ladybug
so
family,
cute.
a whole ladybug family.
Okay, you can totally send me one of those.
Well, okay. And
Remember, you were like, I didn't say that before, but I'm saying that now, and you can absolutely send
I
me
think
one of those.
it's
and then
I think it's fair to say you rocked your hobby.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
So and then a little bumblebee, and
someone ruined that.
this one I did the other day because I was feeling cheesy.
Nice.
And any Gen X should know that one.
Nice.
But some of them are like itty bitty.
Oh,
And so these you
that's
cannot
cute.
write on the back, if found, please blah, 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 blah. So let me pull a few of these out because take it out of
This comment section is going to get me in trouble, y'all.
They're naughty. Naughty.
It was me. I thought I was muted. My bad.
Naughty
No,
mod.
it's okay.
But there are people
It's
that I have
okay. People are
literally
allowed to,
watched like 420 live and they don't get banned. So,
Well, I don't mean band trouble. I mean other trouble.
okay.
It's okay,
So
though.
a little baby water drop, like
I
lots of
love it. I
rainbows.
love the water drops. I think those are cool.
Lots of. I did have to go on to the
The
I love the
rainbow.
rainbow at the top.
like a little baby chakra. This one
I
just
don't
says
care.
love.
Now every time I look at a rock, I'm gonna have to figure out if it was
Little,
like a water drop, a rainbow, or a
yeah,
mountain.
Oh my god, look at all the cute little drinks. The cucumber's still my favorite.
yeah. And like this one was like, I am a heart, so it is a heart.
Oh, it
And
looks
then,
like a cat to me.
okay, he may become a
It
cat.
does look like a meow meow.
So all right, put note to side. That is a cat. Okay.
A
Oh,
little
chicken.
coffee.
So this one just says dream, and I did manage to fit on the back, but it's really hard
Oh,
to
good
read.
job.
And some of them are just like dots.
I love it.
So
I love the dots.
So-
Even.
on Amazon days were these
Look at the floating boba. Did anyone else catch that? Look, there's a floating boba.
the floating
Floating
my
boba.
God, cute. Okay.
Karen,
A floating coffee.
So I bought
Karen,
these really
have you
cute
thought
little
of,
bags.
I was
right?
gonna say,
Oh my gosh.
have you thought about like
So
using like a small piece of paper or something? I'm not sure how small your printer
I
can
have to
print.
find
no,
a
that's what
selling.
I bought cards, like actual little. I
Oh,
Or you
told you
could
I'm a
put
crazy person.
dime
I
bags
bought
in
little
there.
baby business cards to put in the
okay.
bags, so
Oh, cool.
I can do I can do
Karen, you're
this.
fucking adorable.
So
Stop it.
I could take like a rainbow and like a baby heart and put
And a
that in there
card.
and the
Oh
little
my.
card in it and hide that somewhere. So
Aw,
these are what do you call it on the bag? What's the word? Um,
so
I could look it
cute.
up. Holographic. The bag is like a little holographic, and then
Mm-hmm.
this one's slightly smaller than this one. But I have purple ones and I have white ones, and then I have plain clear ones too. All right, I'm going to leave those together because those are going to go together as soon as. And the cards come next week, so you guys will all see those on my account.
Nice.
But
Oh
Nice.
my
yeah,
god.
so
So
that is
cute.
the rocks,
Very nice.
which came out of like painting, which I've been doing for 40 plus years. My very first rock painting was when I was in like fifth grade, though. I was in a special. They called it. It was so. Oh shit! It did not flip. Oh no, it did flip. Okay, back. It was called the worst words ever called HAL, high ability learners. So the kids who didn't need extra help in some subjects got to leave once a week, and unfortunately, it was usually during like let's make an art project day. So we missed out on a lot of like art projects in class, and would go once a week to down to the library, and like we started to learn Spanish. Or after school, we did like an art class. My friend's mom taught art, and so we did a rock project where we found a big. She had a big piece of slate for each of us, and then we went through her box of rocks and picked out things that we could make a shape and make it look like something. So I made a sailboat with like a long skinny run and then two triangles, which we like painted, and then we somehow cemented it onto the piece of slate. And I have no idea how, but I originally started collecting rocks a few years ago to try to do that. And then everyone started doing this kindness rocks thing. And so I'm not original in the kindness rocks, but I mean, I'm adding my own little twist to it
I love that.
because I actually do like the little rocks because I think like trying to figure out what I can fit on a baby rock, is
It's
pretty
just a
fun.
baby.
I'm just a baby.
The
Um,
baby.
and I did want to point out that Justin and Sam do have a shared hobby. Um, Justin's hobby is being wrong, and Sam's hobby is telling him that.
It's a good one.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
that is painting and the rocks, and like I also do collections of things because ADHD. So like I have shot glasses because who didn't collect shot glasses in the 90s? Especially if you were underage. And everywhere that
I,
I've gone, and then
I
magnets
collect
from everywhere
Lego
I've gone,
minifigures.
Oh, that's so
Oh, that's
cute.
cool.
and like the adult coloring books. Collecting pens is
Pens.
also ADHD, but like I love pens.
Oh
So
my
do
god.
I, because I'm a teacher, and that's just
Did I
life
send
for
you the
me.
pens, Karen?
No, you did not, but I have a pen
Oh
from
my god.
Google that says something like have a fucking awesome day or something like that, or welcome to the fuck shit or some sort of like crazy. Oh
Any
wait, I have to show you the big one that I freaking
any
love.
pen that's not a G2 Pilot or whatever it is, I throw out because otherwise it becomes clutter. I can only write with those G2 Pilot gel pens anyway.
I can
So
only write with the
I color with
RSVP.
those. I use those to color. They're good for coloring books, the adult
It's
coloring books.
otherwise I'm a handicap. I hate to say handicap. I'm a challenged writer. If I don't have that G2 pen, I can't write
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Give me a big ballpoint and I'm done for.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
don't know
I
where
love
it is
writing.
right now
with a
but
pen.
I'm going to a music festival. Oh, here it is. I'm going to a music festival in 2 weeks with my friend, and so I did the logo on a rock. So
That's
that
super cool.
so I'm bringing some rocks with me, and I'm gonna do another couple of those. But because we're gonna be camping on site, I'm gonna bring some paints and paint pens and rocks with me because they're gonna be playing music till 1:30 or 2 in the morning at the campsite. So there's no going to sleep, and so I'm gonna need to do something because ADHD. But this is my absolute, outside of the ladybug, this is my absolute favorite one that I did. That's like I found this huge rock that
I love
Oh,
that.
That is
that's so
awesome.
pretty.
like
Wow.
this one is getting dropped off at my brother's house for my niece.
That's
And
so
then just
cool.
like I got the hang of doing the oceans, so like a lot of them become
Yeah.
oceans.
Hmm.
See, I'm trying
I
to.
had a rock like that, Karen. I had a rock that was shaped like a potato, but I busted it up. I
That's
mean, it was the
Yeah.
perfect potato. You remember
A
my potato
rock that
rock?
looked like Justin?
It looked like a potato. I'm just saying.
So
I should have
yeah,
painted it and sent it to
yeah.
Justin.
So I stopped painting for probably I don't know 20 years, just because I didn't have time and I didn't have the space, and I still don't have the space, but I said F it. Um, I didn't have the space, I didn't have the time, I didn't have like my life got in the way. And then during COVID, we had nothing but time.
Yep,
So
pretty
one
much.
day I was like, screw this, I'm gonna paint. And I showed you guys my like cave of death the other day. That was like the very first painting I did during COVID. That I was like, I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna find myself like a Boss Ross, a
On YouTube. And
Because she's showing us her hobbies,
like
Chad.
a Bob Ross painting.
Chad, you can come talk about your hobbies. It's fine. I'm gonna start playing. One of my
So
hobbies is D&D. Also, I don't do it much, but I'm gonna start playing again soon. I'm excited about that.
yeah, so I did this painting there of the like these are the ones from 20 years ago, right? And then every once in a while a friend will drag me to a paint night. But that's my
They're
cave.
beautiful.
It's supposed to be bright and sunny and look like fairies live. And mine is
Oh,
dark and like can I zoom in? No. Um
No.
so one is dark and looks like something lives in this water that wants to steal your soul so it can live forever. And then I did the
You are
jack-o'-lantern
very
at
talented.
so the
Very
jack-o'-lantern is from
talented.
and ignore all the stuff that's sitting on my chair. My jack-o'-lantern I did so work was doing a decorate a pumpkin for Halloween a couple of years ago. They're like, you can either carve it or paint it. So I'm like, I'm gonna paint a pumpkin. And they disqualified me because they thought I bought it. And I was like, that is the biggest compliment, but god damn it.
Yeah, that's aw.
So
I like that hobby
You
too.
were you were too good.
so I have a stack of paintings on big canvases that are from like paint nights. That is a hobby. My friends drag me to paint nights because, oh my God, you're such a good artist. You're such a good artist. You should come to a paint night. And I'm like, I don't like sunset painting. And then that's one too from a paint night. That's like the pink, whatever they're called, dogwoods looking things dropping in water, the things that are at like Mount Fuji. Um, and so yeah, so I started painting again, and I discovered poured painting, like the liquid paints, where you just like you do the thing and you drip it all over the place. And it takes you like 27 seconds to make a painting. And so if someone says, "Oh, these are my favorite colors," you're going to probably get a painting in the mail, by the way.
Is
And
that
so
regular painting or
this
a
is going to
pound?
someone
I
that I was
love
doing
it.
a green one
love
night,
it.
and they were like, "Oh my God, that would look amazing with purple. I would probably buy that from you if you did purple if it had purple in it." And I was like, just talking to her, I'm like, "Oh really? So purple? What?
I
Oh God,
started
yes. Can I buy that from you?" I'm like, "No, you cannot, but give me your address because I'm just gonna send it to you."
Oh.
I
So
started something similar to that with I have a bunch of latex paint from tons of projects, and the particle board, I think they call it, I'm not sure if that's
PVC or
MDF
MDF.
or
Yeah,
something.
MDF.
Yeah, and I like it because it's uneven. Um, and I can show you some if you guys want to see it later whenever somebody's done. But it just has some
Yeah.
texture to it,
hmm
and it looks kind of neat. You have depth and what just because of the substrate. But yeah,
Yeah.
I love those like splash painting things.
Well, you can do. That's what a lot of them do those on. There's a ton of YouTubes, by the way, of people doing that. So you can lose techniques. A lot of them use latex paint,
Do that? Wow.
and
Okay.
a lot of them do them on um, particle board.
Yeah, that's what.
So
Wow.
yeah,
I promise I did not see a video. I just did it because I had some
no,
leftover board I
I
wanted to
know.
get rid of.
So, but then I also have some like just like I'm going to show off a couple more right now. This one looks like bacon. Um, it did not start out looking like bacon, but it did end up looking like bacon.
That does look like
Oh,
bacon.
So yeah, that one did not look like, wasn't supposed to look like bacon. And then this one started out as an abstract, and then I was like, that looks like a river. So it became a river, and I did that one just with a palette knife.
oh wow.
So I was experimenting with different techniques.
That
And
is cool.
then
The palette painting is amazing.
yeah, and then like I did this one with paint pens because why not? Like,
Oh my goodness, Karen.
and the last one I'm going to show you is this one.
You're
I
not a bitch.
this one I did
Yeah.
with my my fingers in a
Oh, God.
Karen
wearing
owned
I
this
thought you were
line.
going to say something different.
no, I don't do paintings with that. Thank you though. I have seen women painting their butts and sitting on a canvas and turning it into a heart
Yeah,
to give their love. Yeah.
I
So
have
this
tried that
one
for my wife, and it didn't work.
I put on a rubber glove, and I just went tap 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 tap, and I did this one that has
Oh wow.
How cute.
little baby red flowers in it.
Yeah.
But so I just like tap tap tapped, and then took a palette
Oh,
knife and like made the illusion, like the suggestion of trees, and so that one. And then I've done a lot of dandelions. I gave my friend Allie when I went out to her wedding, but we're not going to talk about that. Um, I gave her daisies. When I went to see Sass, I brought her paintings and I was like, this made me think of you. 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 And I was like, you can pick whichever ones you want. She's like, and they're like, I like them all. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. And I gave Amber a couple,
Yeah.
and I've made some trees of life. I like doing the trees of
Yeah.
life. I got really good at that. The first one I did, I spent like 10 hours doing it
Wow.
because I used a quadruple zero paintbrush, which is approximately um, that fat,
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh wow.
to paint all the leaves because it's only like a 8 by 8, 10 by 10, whatever size thing. Um, I will take it and just like do a background. And
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
take those backgrounds and do something on the background. Like I've done a lot of dandelions, like the poofy ones. One of my friends in North Carolina, when I showed that one, she's like, I'll take one with teal background, please. And I'm like, okay, can you send me, she's like, because it'll match my decor. I'm like, okay, can you send me a picture of your living room? And she's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And so next time I went down, I brought her the picture. So I feel honored sometimes when like they're in, like my friend will be like, oh my God, I love that. And I'm like, here you go. And they're like, I'm going to hang it up here. And I'm like, really? Okay. So it's like
Jack,
hanging right as you walk into her front door, right as you walk in, boom, it's right there. And I'm like,
so
whoa.
someone
Okay.
new is requesting Jack. Jack doesn't have much of a profile, so I'm just curious, Jack. What's your hobby you want to share with us today? Just type it in the chat.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
You like singing. What's your favorite song to sing, Jack?
Jack, your profile says you make videos, but you don't have any followers. I mean, you don't have any videos.
Interesting. Maybe am I a federal crime right now? Maybe.
Are you? Well, there's videos. That's my fault. My internet wasn't working right. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so those are my hobbies. I
That's my
probably have
bad.
more.
Buying all my materials and never getting to the project because something's always coming up.
Jack, how old are you?
Okay. What year were you born? Quick.
Welcome to the Sass Show. What are your pronouns?
Hello, I am Camilla.
I assumed it was a child. I was right.
All of us had our finger hovering over the block button. You know that, right?
Oh yes, yes. I don't trust. Well, I would love to have people come in. I mean, we have different people come
Ooh,
in
Press
sometimes.
Fairy
But
just got here.
hi, Press Fairy. We have been talking about hobbies.
Yeah, you can take me out of the big box now if you want.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I was in the prop. My finger was switching it back as we were talking. So I'm just gonna do a quick recap, right, of some of the hobbies we've talked about this evening. I build miniature houses. I love to read. I play video games. I with resin. I've done resin stuff, apiary, birds, all kinds of stuff. I have a lot of hobbies because I do have ADHD, so sometimes I jump from hobby to hobby. Kelsey has a lot of art hobbies. K-Day, she was sharing with us about all of her art hobbies. Anna has loves to read. She was talking about all the different types of things she likes to read about, like mythology, which is very interesting to me. Ellie loves to build stuff. Ellie builds Legos. Now she's building miniature houses. Google was here. Google's not here now, but she was here earlier. She does. She collects gnomes and makes blankets. Gwen had a bunch of woodworking stuff. Really cool.
Super cool.
Yep. And then Karen, of course, painting was sharing with us her rock painting. So if you need any, and other painting, so if you have any need for a hobby, let's say you spend a lot of your time doing stuff that's not very constructive, you should, just a few things that you could check out, you could try out, just a couple of things we've talked about. Thinking about some hobbies I had in the past, I did play roller derby for a while. I had to stop playing roller derby. Well, the pandemic happened, and then I was, as many people know, I was shot, and I didn't. When I tried to go back, I just people were way too concerned about. I don't know. It was a social anxiety PTSD thing. They were probably fine. It was just I just wasn't ready to do it. So I still contemplate going back to roller derby because I love that. That was one of my hobbies for about 5 years. Anna, any past hobbies?
Yes, rollerblading actually. I was a big rollerblader,
Rollerblading.
and I actually considered roller derby for a little bit,
Oh,
and was going to join a team, and went that night, and one of my good friends wound up breaking her
oh,
femur.
scared.
Yeah, I got scared away. Yeah, did.
Well, the
A
thing about
broken
derby
femur is
is
nothing to
that
fuck around with.
no, and the thing about derby is that it's pretty much you're going to get injured. It's just a matter of when and how bad.
Yeah.
I had two injuries. One of them actually was at my house, but it was after derby practice. I
Mhm.
broke. I pulled 2 ligaments in my ankle, snapped 2 of them. Both my ankles were sprained. I actually fell down the stairs in my garage. And because we had a really tough scrimmage at practice that night, there weren't a lot of people there, so it was like 2 hours just about of constant scrimmaging, which is a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot,
And
yeah.
and it's an hour drive home. I didn't cool down, so my legs gave out walking down the stairs, and I really hurt myself. That was like and I skated on it for 5 weeks anyway because I had there was my first tournament was coming up, and I wanted to skate, so I skated on it anyways. And then I dislocated my shoulder a few months after I came back from
Yeah,
that.
that's when I gave up rollerblading. I dislocated my shoulder and broke my elbow. And that was about it for me. And then, but I like to run, and I like in the past
Oh,
I was a runner, and I also do yoga. I like
okay.
sports. I like football. I like watching it on TV, like football, baseball,
I've done
sometimes
yoga.
basketball. And I like that kind of stuff too. I'm an outdoor, like I like the outdoors. I don't get out as much as I used to.
Is
Um,
hiking a hobby?
yeah,
Yeah.
and fishing, and my husband's a hunter, and I've not gone hunting with him yet. It's kind of I don't know, it's a weird thing for me to hunt. I have issues, personal issues, not issues with him or anybody else for that matter, but I'm not sure I can do that. I'm not sure I can do that because I've watched YouTube videos and it's pretty traumatic for me to see
Oh,
that.
I
Yeah.
I
yep.
think I've learned that I like watching people do their hobbies versus having like my own hobby sometimes.
Well, sometimes it's nice watching people like enjoy themselves and have a good time. I love watching Karen when she's painting, and the other night it was so funny. I think
I,
we ran Kelsey and about half a dozen people out of the live because we were busting up rocks and looking at what they were. It was
it's
Oh yeah.
crazy. It was crazy.
it's
Oh my
like
God.
the planning and being resourceful and
Yes.
procuring the materials. That's what like I get my dopamine rush from. Then it's like, oh
Yep.
my gosh, I've got all this stuff now. I got to do something with it, and it's
Yep.
Hmm.
like, yeah, total like executive function dysfunction is what
Oh yeah.
happens.
Do you ever do the thing where you
Kelsey,
have
I'm gonna get
too
the cheese
much?
board after you. I promise I am.
The cheese board. Do you ever have the thing where you have like you want to start a project, so you buy the stuff, and now you have too much of the project stuff, so you're too overwhelmed to start?
Yes, all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff to make bird toys with, tons of stuff, but I just look at them overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start. I need to start working on that.
Put them in smaller piles. That is what I had a um person, an organizer lady helping me. She's like, stop looking at it from a like overall
Oh,
project thing. She said you need to take it and like just look at like 1 3 square foot like part of the living room and don't focus on the whole living room or your whole house. Just do part of like the living room. So maybe do that. Separate your toys into like smaller piles and just be like, I'm going to make
Hmm.
these bird toys right here, and like you have enough to make like 4.
Oh yeah, I've tried that.
It does not.
It's funny.
Well,
No, I just need, I don't know, I don't have the motivation or the
yeah, that's also a problem.
creativity to design it, I think. So, which would be handy because bird toys are super expensive, but bird toy materials are much less expensive. So, it would be a good idea to do.
Making those things
You'll
with
do
the
it
feathers on the
eventually. I
end
have
of
faith.
it. You could make. I've thought about that with my cat because he loves to play with the long things with the feathers, and
Oh,
have you
yeah.
guys heard of Goblin Tools? It's in
hello, you paused.
This is what I been doing since we've been talking. I put
Nice.
up the light.
okay. Oh,
Ooh.
so you can't. So does it mute me when I'm paused?
Yeah.
Yes.
Darn it. Okay. So there's an AI app. Go to goblin.tools. And what this does is you can plug in what you need done, and it builds you a to-do list.
Oh, Goblin tools.
Goblin tools, yeah.
You know, let's kind of, this is off topic, right, from what we were just talking about, but I was just thinking about that kid that was just in here. You know what's so weird to me? Um, and look, mistakes happen, right? Parents might get distracted or not realize what's going on. That happens. But I find it really odd when, like, I don't know if that kid's parents were around, but imagine if that kid's parents were around watching them go into lives of adults. Like, that's crazy to me.
Me too.
And you're not supposed to be able to go in live until you're over 18.
Well, yeah, that's.
Also that, you know.
Oh, I do kick kids out. I just can't imagine allowing children on adult TikTok stuff.
Yeah, me either. It's weird.
I mean, if it
Especially being a
happens, because
parent.
kids are sneaky, kids can be sneaky. I get that, but when they're doing when they know, and they allow them to engage in adult TikTok stuff. Anyway, that Jack person was obviously a kid. We don't know if their parents were around or not, but I was just like, sorry, I got distracted on my own thoughts. Oh yeah, see, I got my niece in trouble once because she was on Instagram super late at night one night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning on school night. She was in her teens. I told her mom, I was like, hey, and I got her in trouble. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, there is the idea that kids are sneaky and their parents might not know. It's the parents that know their kids are on TikTok and don't monitor at all and just let them engage, or they do. They are monitoring and they're okay with them engaging in adult stuff. That weirds me out.
Yeah. My best friend's son is on TikTok and on Instagram, but she has all his logins. She has, he cannot accept, he's on private. He cannot accept any friends unless she approves of it. Like, she's doing it right. Anytime she gets a message, she goes in, she reads it, she gets all of his notifications. She's, you know, she is hardcore making
Well,
sure he doesn't use it wrong.
and
He
there's
wants
like
Snapchat though, and she's like, nope.
we had the teenagers log in, all the kids' logins for their social media too, for TikTok and stuff. But there comes an age where you have to allow them some privacy too. Like in my opinion, there's a certain boundary of what they're doing. And up until a certain age, I don't know what that age is. Maybe like 15 or 16, maybe like 15. You have to start letting them have some privacy on the internet, but also while monitoring. It's a difficult tightrope to walk. I don't know. I just think it's crazy for parents that allow their children on adult TikTok and interact with adult TikTok. Like, let's say that Jack's parents were right there while they were going into these lives. That's true. That's another good point, Press Fairy. There is usually a second account. They got all the passwords and stuff, but yep.
Mm-hmm.
When
I'm a
I
high
worked
school
for
teacher. I know the tricks.
when I worked for AT&T and I was like selling phones and stuff, like especially with older teenagers, they'd come in, they'd have their second account on their phones. I'm not telling their parents about that. Yeah, I'm not getting involved in that. That's true. But like some kids are 12, 13. The kid that came on here sounded really young. Running around on
I
TikTok with their
He
parents,
sounded
full
maybe
knowledge.
10, maybe 10 tops.
It's sad. I wish these kids had a chance to experience things before all of our devices.
Well, that's true.
The internet and stuff like that. I
Well,
feel like those. Go ahead.
no, there's so much that you have to teach your kids about internet safety too. Like you should you got teenagers, they need to know that first of all, don't be interacting with adults you don't know on the internet. That's dangerous. No, Kelsey's son doesn't want social media, which is an interesting twist. Sometimes it can be different for um it's not a gender thing. It varies from kid to kid. It's not gender based at all. But
I think some kids
Um,
just don't want the hassle. Like I've noticed, like some of my kids don't even want the hassle of having to deal with. I mean, because think about what kids deal with during hours. They deal with bullying.
oh yeah.
It's almost like a double bullying with
Yeah.
social media. They don't escape it, you know.
I see
Well,
it
I,
all the time.
So
We talked
we're
about that in the
talking about that.
cyberbully live.
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's that's kind of a big deal.
I
Hmm.
also think
Being
that nothing will ever be really done about it because if you think about where things are going and how much commerce is internet based, there's no way that politicians are going to go against a lot of these major corporations that spend multi-million dollars, $1 billion a year on advertising in their internet storefronts because that's the way of the future. And so because there's such a marketplace too on the internet, I just don't ever really see stringent controls about minors being on in certain places on the internet.
No.
It's just going to be tough
no,
to
One
control.
Well, it's
state,
tough to monitor.
yeah,
it
one
is.
state has legislation coming that anyone under the 18 cannot have certain. Um,
Isn't isn't that Florida
they,
though?
no, it's another state. I can't
Oh.
remember though.
Well,
I'll think of it in like 2 minutes.
Is it
Yeah, Florida
TikTok?
doesn't count for sanity.
That could be. Is that Montana? Is it Montana that's doing the TikTok thing? Like coming in like the beginning of next year?
Maybe. Is it
well,
all
there's
social
a.
media or just TikTok?
I think it's
I
just TikTok.
actually,
I don't think there's. I don't think they want anybody to be able to stream TikTok in the state.
I
That's
have,
ridiculous.
I'm
That's
in college here in Florida, and I just got an email from my college about last week, I think, that there is no more social media on their um, campus off of their Wi-Fi allowed at all.
oh boy.
Oh
That's
shit.
scary though because there's
That's
social
really
media.
scary.
There's stuff that
That's
happens on social media that's great, right? Like advocacy. We learn a
Hmm.
lot. I've used it for safety. That's scary because social media is used to communicate too. There's a line, right? Like I don't think they should say no social media unless you're over the age of 18 per se, because like when you're now, you have to teach your kids internet safety. You have to teach them, to
Hmm.
stay out of adult spaces because that's
Hmm.
not safe for children to be in adult spaces. That's how children
No,
end up getting groomed. They should not be in there.
no.
Um, you have to teach them about not giving away information. Don't give out your name. You shouldn't be using your real name as your username as a child. Don't do that. You wait till you're an adult and then make those decisions.
And even then, don't do it.
You have to teach them about cyberbullying, about how you want to teach your children not to be the cyberbully because we've talked about what it could lead to. And you also have to teach them what to do if they are being cyberbullied. So, I mean, there's just so much internet safety stuff that's just the tip of the iceberg that you have to teach kids that you don't want to wait till they're 18 to
Mm-mm.
learn.
But
That's
it's just on
No.
Wi-Fi though, right? Ellie, you can have it if on your own
wow.
network. Just Wi-Fi though, right?
um,
Yeah.
if well, they have it blocked if you go onto the campus itself. You can't even get it on your network.
That's ridiculous because
It's
that's personal.
it's a DeSantis law.
Yeah. Well, he also said
Of
people
course
from
it is.
Connecticut can't drive there if they look like they're an immigrant. So
Yeah. Well,
we're
it's
not
not
going to
That's
get
that.
into
It's
that.
that
ridiculous.
if they have a special driver's license that shows that they're immigrants, they'll get arrested immediately.
God,
I know I took a left turn there. I just had a little tangent thought. It's my prerogative as the host, but I was just like, why is that kid running around on live? But then, what was it when you were a kid? When I was a kid, I was born in '83, right? So when I was 10, my brother was 12, maybe even a little younger. The thing to do was, or he did, not me, it was a him thing, but I laughed at him, was prank calling 1-800 numbers. And they were always inappropriate numbers. So, that's one of the things that we did as kids that we shouldn't have been doing. That
Oh
we
yeah,
should have been doing.
I remember the
The one
stupid
900s.
prank calls.
Is your
Oh
refrigerator
boy.
running? Better go
Yeah,
check it.
I used to think it was funny to go through like a Wendy's drive-through when I was in high school and just start calling out um, the size pizza I wanted and the toppings I wanted on it. Yeah.
Bear Valley's Illinois. Hobbies that you shouldn't pick up. Tormenting
Yeah.
fast food records.
Yeah.
You're young.
Or I would go, yes, I was the one. I would go to KFC and just start ordering a burger and through the drive-through. Yeah. Those were my some of my highlights.
That's funny.
That is
Real
funny.
quick, I hate to bring this up, but I just need as many thoughts and prayers, however y'all feel about either one of those. I found out this week that my almost 12-year-old best friend with a bark has a cantaloupe-sized tumor on his liver.
Oh no.
And yeah, we've gone through some things here and we've done a CAT scan and all the other things, and he's coming around. And as far as because he had to be on he had to be anesthesia because for all these tests,
That's so tough for
X-ray.
animals.
They did X-ray, they did ultrasound on him, and they did. And then yesterday they did a CAT scan. So,
Is he a little dog?
no, he's a 60-pound dog. They are gonna now if his liver comes back and it's like still a healthy liver. We're waiting on those test results. He'll have surgery to remove this tumor on his liver on Tuesday.
So
It's
healthy
a major,
vibes, healthy vibes, healthy vibes, healthy
yeah,
vibes.
it's a major surgery, but I'm hoping for the best. I almost hate putting him on the operating table, but the problem is that this tumor's getting so big, it's pinching it's pinching an artery
Oh gosh.
that's allowing fluid to accumulate in his belly. And how I noticed this was going on was because he looked like he was carrying a litter of puppies. That's how much fluid they took 2 liters of fluid out of his belly
Wow.
yesterday. But
That is a lot. I definitely am sending all of the most positive thoughts I can to you.
Thank you.
That's so hard.
Yeah. And then I hate to even bring this up, but then in 2 weeks from this Wednesday is when I have my major surgery. So,
Oh. But that's it's a good thing, right?
yes, but still the timing of
Very,
I was hoping to have everything done with my condo before all this went down, and at least before I was going to go into surgery. The last thing I expected was for Miles, my pup, to have this come up. And the vet told me, the surgeon told me, she goes, "There's no way you would have known.
Right.
There's no way you would have known because of where it is. It's like the liver's like right on their belly, like on a dog, it's like right above their penis on a male dog, and that's kind of where it sits. And you just wouldn't see it because the rib cage and everything. So you wouldn't. And there were some signs looking back on it, like I could see where he was trying to get comfortable on his bed at times, where he was half on his bed, half off. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, he's always been kind of a weird dog, And so I just thought it was something he picked up, something weird. And as he was getting older, but we're gonna try to extend his sweetness for as long as we can. So,
Yeah.
but thank you.
Yeah, I definitely want to send the most positive vibes. I do think I'm going to wrap up the live now. My attention span seems to be about 2 hours in general, not when I really hope you guys does the best. So,
This was awesome. Thank you so much.
yeah, thanks for sharing all of your hobbies. I'm next week, just so everyone knows. Well, I'm not really next week. It's Wednesday now. Wednesday, the Sass show is now Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we're going to be talking about transgender, the dangers of being transgender in the United States, which is in response to a video I saw where it was compared, and it didn't need to be compared, right? That members of the military, whether not necessarily ones that are in the LGBTQIA, that they are 1,000 times more braver than the members of the 2S LGBTQIA. And I saw many of my transgender mutuals stitching this video and talking about how, like, well, that was a choice that those people made, whereas this is our life. And I thought it would be a really great topic to talk about because maybe people just don't know what the dangers are to people, to transgender people in the United States, whether it be the laws in the different states, access to medical care, uh, the dangers of violence to the transgender community. These are all just some of the topics I think that we're going to talk about next week.
I've learned, over the past couple of years, it seems like everything's on a spectrum, and when it comes to the military, their courage and their bravery is on a different.
Yeah. The comparison didn't need to be made, but it's also like, well, if we're going to make
comparison.
It is a choice. People do choose to serve in the military. It's not to say that they don't have their own courage and bravery, but it is also to say that people who are in the 2S LGBTQI in many places don't know if they're going to make it home or not when they walk out the door in their own cities and towns that they live in. This is real fears for many people, and I think it's good to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm former military. I wasn't able to fulfill my enlistment, so I don't talk about it much, but I am former military. I really want to serve, but
our friend Lita's former military as well.
What else does Nita go by? Have I met her?
Astro Lita.
Okay. I probably have.
You might have. So long as everything's good for her, she should be making it next week. And then my
I know Lita. Yeah, of course I know. Yes, I know who she is. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Lyda.
No, Lita. Lita.
TA.
Yeah, Astro Lita.
I know.
Well, if you don't know her. Okay, I was gonna say if you don't know her, then you're gonna meet her, and good because she's a lovely human, and I very much adore her.
Yeah. No, I remember because I've seen her military pictures.
Yes, because someone was saying that she's lying about being in the military, and she's definitely not. So
I know.
Yeah,
I just you're talking about now.
Not to mention the fact that talking about is always something that's important to me. We should be doing as much as possible to keep that to the forefront because more and more laws are being passed against the transgender community, and it's something that needs to stop. So I think it's going to be a great topic.
I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so we'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday night. It's going to be the Sass show, and I hope to see everyone there. Thanks, everyone, for sharing all of your hobbies.
Thanks,
everybody. You're welcome.
Did you have bye? Good night.
Good night.
Good night.